Hi, I'm Linda Deir. Welcome to Reflections on Guided. Guided is my true life story of how I mastered living in two worlds at the same time. This resulted in higher learning, influenced by my spirit guides and angels that provided powerful ways to solve life's problems while discovering who I was. Chapter 1, First Contact, the Merry-Go-Round Dream. Imagine having the same dream every night for 35 years. A dream that no matter what you do, it's always the same and it won't stop. Although it was distressing, even as a toddler, I knew it was telling me something important. This dream was like an alarm clock that had no off button, showing me a world to come and my part in it. From that dream, I experienced how great this life is. That is, until I saw how fear will consume people's lives. I was shown how their fear was killing them. They were afraid to experience new things and didn't believe in themselves. They were closed down, making this life hard when it didn't need to be that way. This was the world to come. I was just a toddler when I first started experiencing all of this. I came into this life happy and optimistic, knowing I could do anything once I got here. But something was terribly wrong once I was actually here. The message in this dream was to help the ones who could be reached, so they could live the life they intended before they got here, without fear. This was my part in it. Not only was I having the same dream every night, sometimes multiple times per night, I had to figure out its meaning on my own. I was around 2 years old when this started, and had never even seen a merry-go-round yet. I knew I couldn't tell anyone about this, something I didn't even understand myself. This turned out to be my own yellow brick road, a road I was placed onto the moment I arrived in this world. There was nothing I could do to change the dream or stop it. So I can't say I was exceptional in any way, just that I didn't have a choice. Unable to figure this out on my own, my impulse was to experiment with everything that came my way. This was how I learned while discovering who I was, and who they were. This elusive force that was continuously influencing me as I reached for the next exciting new experience. It all had a life of its own. It was as natural as breathing, but I always knew all of this was coming from somewhere else. From the beginning of my life, I secretly realized I was being raised by spirit guides and angels, and not the family I was born into. If someone was to observe this, they would have described the things I was experiencing as paranormal, when in fact it was all normal to me. Yes, I was learning at a higher level, from loving beings beyond this world. They made learning easy and fun. By anyone's standards, this was advanced stuff. What they presented to me was always doable and intriguing at that particular time in my life. This dream drew me into a higher, interdimensional way of learning and thinking from the very beginning. While I was never confused or lost about what I was learning from my spirit guides and angels, I always had to have my guard up here in this world. Keeping all of this together allowed me to continue experiencing this spontaneous way of learning without interference. Having this vital connection to my guides was the only lifeline I had in this world, because so far everyone here was working against me. Reflections on Guided is an addendum to my best-selling autobiography, Guided, winner of the 2017 Body, Mind, Spirit International Book Award. These reflections are answers to many questions received from the thousands of fans of my story. As I reflected back on what I wrote, even I was astounded by the revelations I experienced reliving my life again.